What's good? What's good? Thawed Magazine, Family Foundation, Sports Talk. You know everything. We run everything. It's like we just doing our do. We trying to make it. Hey, listen. We just gonna keep on putting on and keep on working. Shout out to everybody that be watching it and peeping us out. I think Jeff running a little late or he had business. Not for sure. You know what it is. He might join in a little later. But right now we gonna get to talking, man. So y'all my co-hosts. You know what I mean? So y'all got some comments. Uh, Even if you request to join, it's all good. You know what it is. Thawed Magazine, J Jack, Jeff, Sports Talk. Y'all make sure y'all catch Thawed Sports Talk Dallas, with Thawed Sports Talk Texas. You know what I mean? With Mr. Dre B. You know what it is. He doing his thing down in Texas, putting on Frisco. Man, it's a lot of things we trying to, staying at it, staying active. Just putting out content. New issue I'm working on. Uh, I ain't gonna say who's gonna be on the cover right now. That'll come out soon. New article coming out too, plus a new live reaction. And man, we just keep on moving. You know what I mean? Uh, until it's all over and said, done. But we're gonna talk about these sports today. I know it's some Michigan fans on there, Ohio State, wherever you repping. Go and put your comments in for your team. Let me know what you think. What you think about your team. You know what I think about most of them. Hey, it is what it is. You know, it's Spartans this way, and I think we playing about 19 minutes. So y'all keep your eyes. I know y'all waiting on them. Some of y'all waiting on them to lose just so you can tell me what it is. It is. It's all good. But what it is, man, what else we got? We got a lot of sports went on today. I seen Michigan fans, of course. I know y'all was happy about y'all, I think 59-0 win. Um, Still what a competition at, you know. We gonna see how y'all really rolling in a minute. We also got some other scores. Let me see. I'm gonna go ahead and roll a couple of these scores up here, uh, so we see what's going on. So, give me 1 second. So again, appreciate anybody out there peeping us out, watching us, joining in. Even if you look in for a second and dip out, hey, I know how we is. I know how the world moves. So if y'all pop in, pop out, it's all good. You know, it's all love. You come back or you say something, man, show some love. We showing love. But we finna go ahead and let me see. I'm gonna look at this scores right quick. So hopefully y'all can see that. Let me see. First one we got is BYU and Oregon. Oregon, boy, 25th ranked. I think they underranked. And you know they got that bread, so they whooped on BYU. BYU made a late run in the fourth, of course. You know, that's when you gotta make a run, but you too far away. You know what I'm saying? Minnesota out the Big Ten, whooped on Colorado. You know Colorado ain't the same since Mel Tucker left, which reminds me Tucker's coming. You know what it is. Oh man, what else we got on there? UAB, Georgia Southern. There's a couple of good games, but so with all the college games going on right now and everything that's been going on, you know, let me know what y'all might think of it. At any point in time, it don't matter in the group. I know what Michigan fans think. That ain't our biggest rival, but them the ones we always stand to it because with proximity, vicinity. You know what I mean? We play Washington today, but I know they watching just so they can be at this. They ready to clown at any moment. It is what it is. You know, we respect it. We be doing the same. My guys do the same. So that Spartan Wolverine, you know, it is what it is. And you know how it is, Notre Dame. I know they be watching too. Shout out Sid Walker. Shout out all the sports talk people, man. All the sports talk members out there doing their thing, keeping that group active. Just man, just loving sports. You know, we sports guys. We love sports. Been loving it since birth almost. You know what I mean? Most of us played sports, and a lot of us played in high level sports, or high school, or even some went even farther. You know, I ain't get to go really farther, but I ran track in college, but it really wasn't that much. I ain't gonna lie about that one. So, got a lot of other sports topics too. You know what I mean? I seen some stuff about, I think it was it Jamar Chase? Uh, let me see what it was. Trying to see what that was on there. Jamar Chase was hit with 2 fines by NFL. You know, a lot of cats is amped up. It's emotional. It's emotions running. You know, a lot of players. I know they a lot of times older cats, even young cats, say they're not competitive. But that football ain't one thing. It's football. You can't say they're not competitive in. You know, NFL they going at it. They want to win. Now basketball, I always question, but it's hard to question professional athletes at any level. You know, basketball, football, it's hard to, it takes so much training, so much everything to even get to the spot that they in. So you gotta respect it. Even if some fans want to consider a professional player a bum, it, I mean, look who you comparing them to. You comparing them to the greatest in the 1% of the world. You know what I mean? So you might say an NBA player a bum if he the 500th player, but he probably better than damn near everybody else. So uh, it's hard to call players bums, but NBA, I think the NFL, as far as that, is very competitive. Got some good competitive games this week too. Matter of fact, you go Lions. You know what it is. Lions gotta pull out one this week. Think I want to say we play damn, who was that? Washington. So I think we play Washington, Detroit Lions. So get ready. You know, we had already a game this week with the Chiefs and the Chargers. Chiefs won 27-24 over the Chargers. And that's when the Chargers, boy, they finna be a little problem. Maybe another year. If they continue to draft well and bring in some free agents, they really might be an issue for a lot of teams. I'm hoping they will because they notoriously known as just like an entertainment franchise. Maybe get to the first round of the playoffs, second round, maybe, and that's it. You ain't seeing the Chargers too much in the conference finals and the Super Bowl. And I think they might be another year or two, they might be able to break out. That's if, you know what I mean, if they continue to do well with they drafting in free agency. Um, but that ain't worry about the Chargers or the Chiefs because I ain't a fan of neither one. You know what I mean? I just watch football and I like, you know what I'm saying? I watch them. I watch all the teams, you know. But it is what it is. My Lions fans, you know, we come in there deep. And like I said, we play the Commanders. You know, the Commanders, Washington Commanders, at 1 o'clock tomorrow. So y'all stay prepared for that. Y'all keep rooting for them Lions. And man, just enjoy the game, the NFL game. Again, if anybody watching or whoever watching, we done had a couple people come in and out, maybe hitting the speaker and watching. Hey, it's all good. Show your baby some love. Thawed magazine in the building. Jay Jack, you know what it is. We just talking sports right now. Um, Hope you can hear me right because I really can't test my mic. But let me see. We're gonna hope it's all together good. If it ain't, we'll redo the show. You can do that anytime. So again, appreciate anybody that's showing love. Appreciate anybody rocking with Thawed. Appreciate watching Sports Talk. We got Win Life Talk on Wednesday. Sports Talk Texas on Thursday. Interviewing Ray P on Tuesday. Man, we just keeping going. Like I said, we got a new article coming out soon. Working on a new issue of the magazine. 48 pages. Hopefully come out in a month or two. Just keep on grinding, keep on working. Shout out to my son, them football team. They won 22-0. Shout out to all the high school teams out there, junior high. Well, I say junior high. You don't even know if they call it that no more. But shout out to all the high schools, junior high schools, however it go. All the youth playing sports right now. Shout out to all the youth that's staying active, working out, being competitive, and just focused on grinding and being better at your craft, man. Keep doing your do. It's a lot of down in the South. I done seen some big boys playing their sports. Some big boys, 6th, 7th grade, bigger than the referees and the coaches out there. So y'all gonna hear their names in the future. I believe a lot of the players, especially in this South area, and I know the Midwest got some ballers out there too. I know personally, you know what I mean. So, but basically just kicking it with y'all and anybody out there. You leave some comments if you want to. It's just your boy J Jack today, and you know, if you got some sports you want to talk, I don't know if you want to debate. I seen my guy Billy Have Mary. You know, he's talking about LeBron and Jordan. You know, everybody talk about that, but you know, I'd rather stay away because it's football season. Couple more months, I think NBA action start up. I think October. Now it ain't that far away. So if all the debates they said they can bring to me or they smash me with, you know, I'm all for it. It's bring it. You know what I mean? I talk this, I do this. It's whatever. I love the sports. I love to talk to sports, and too old to play them. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But it's a lot of good things going on in the sports world. Can't wait till the college basketball season pop back up. You know, keep an eye out for the Michigan State Spartans. I think number one and number two class for next year, 2023 class. I mean, some dope athletes coming out, man. I know everybody love the athletic and the offensive. I'm still looking for them dogs on defense. You know what I mean? I'm a defensive guy. I want to see the dogs on defense. I want to see the ballers, the mugs out there making it hard for you to score. You know what I mean? Not just where you can run right past them and get in the lane and score and dunk and rah and show like you just beasted over somebody when everybody moved out your way. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for you to really rah and you actually will have somebody that was right there that was worthy of rah against. A lot of defensive times I see it, they not worthy of the rah because they moved out the way. They didn't want to be a poster. It is what it is. But everybody love the offense. They love the offensive. They love the offensive prowess of the players. And I believe it's some very athletic guys. We make it hard for the defense. But if you ain't got too much defense or you ain't got the effort on the defensive end, I mean, how really good is the offense? How really good can you tell of the offense? You know what I mean? So I want to see, like, even when you got the Lakers, see how the Lakers do with Pat Bev. They big up and Pat Bev like he finna be some kind of monster. But I understand why. Not offensively, but defensively. So we're gonna see how much of a defensive pest he can be if he gonna really help the Lakers. And that goes for any type of sport. I love to see the defensive effort more. I'm one of the guys that love to see the defense effort. A lot of guys want to see the dunks and the 3-pointers, and that's good. But I want to see what the guy doing defensively. And if I'm always looking at the guy defensively and thinking like, "Come on, man," then I don't think that's good for the game. Uh, that's just how I feel. That's football or basketball. I don't want to see a wide receiver burning everybody. A defensive back, he can't do nothing but slide on the field. You know. Uh, Let me see. You got first comment of the day. Say, "What up, fellas? Good. God bless. Happy for Marcus Freeman. First victory. The Golden Standard. Rally. We are Notre Dame. Go Irish. Love the Notre Dame. My mother pray for it." That's the only thing, bro. When you got me reading that, I don't. It sounds like I'm saying that. Hey, shout out to Said Walker. Appreciate you, brother. Keep doing your thing. I'm glad for Notre Dame too. They got their first win today. Man, y'all been going through some troubles. Y'all got to right the ship, but that's good. He got that win out the way. You know, they say sound good saying that too. Yeah, nah, bro, cut that out. No, not at all. Hey, I'm gonna have to put it as put your name in the hours and weeds part. Hey, but I ain't know it. Only time I don't like Notre Dame is when they playing us. You know what I mean? So I think it's good. We don't know. A lot of people want to write a coach off like Marcus Freeman off the first couple of games and don't know 5 years down the line they might be loving that man, celebrating him, and these first couple games may be forgotten. They're not even gonna think about it. But that rush, that in the moments, get a lot of coaches fired when they have to get they motion, get they set up, get everything in order, and build their own instead of still riding off of the last coach's wave. You know what I mean? So he say right, gotta have patience with Marcus Freeman. True indeed. And I definitely agree with you, brother. I really don't want to be celebrating years on line. I don't want to see Notre Dame boosting up, but it is what it is. I just appreciate the game. And you being a Notre Dame fan, I understand. And you, like you said, you gotta have patience. So the fan base gotta have patience. You know, give him time. Don't just write him off. Don't burn everything. Say fire him. Start hate mail. All this. Uh, because that's a hard place to be in for a first year coach. His first game was against Ohio State. You know what I mean? First game coming out the gates. And expected to beat them, expected to be the top 5 team in the nation from his first game. It's a lot of pressure on a coach like that when he's coming in and there's certain things he ain't seen, ain't been through, ain't did as a coach. So it's a learning experience. And you know, coming back the next week, you lose to a team that ain't supposed to beat you. That really can hurt your confidence in your whole psyche to make you not even question yourself or whether you can go on. So for him to win this game shows that uh, he got the fight in him. And I guess I would say as a Notre Dame fan, that's what you really want to see right now. Yeah, you want a national championship. Yeah, you want this, you want that. But what you want to see from a first year coach is that he ain't giving up and he rallying the troops, bringing them back from adversity and showing that, hey, we still here. So shout out to Notre Dame for that. I don't know what the score is. He say, right, good luck. Say, right, good luck to your Spartans tonight. Appreciate you, my brother. We playing about 4 or 5 minutes, so Washington should be a tough team. They blew out the last team, I forgot, 50, 60 something to 7 or something like that. So Washington is no pushover, no cake. And I don't think it really compares to what Tucker is going through, but Notre Dame's Marcus Freeman got similar situations where they expected to do so much. And it's like they gotta be perfect, they gotta be this, they gotta be that. And any kind of loss is a real hard like shake on them. You know what I mean? So for them the coaches to really stand up and keep fighting and bring players together and unite them and keep them pushing forward is, man, that's great. That's lovely. Yeah. Yeah, he said Washington the favorite. Vegas must see something tonight. I agree. Washington, Vegas ain't always right, but they usually when they call spreads and all that, it's kind of hard to beat them. So when they gave Washington the favorite, uh, they had to see something. You know what I mean? Because Michigan State been on the road, so I agree with you. They have to see something that most people not seeing. But I think Washington is a pretty good team. You know what I mean? They're definitely not cakes, definitely not pushovers. Um, So we might hear a lot of stuff if Washington did win, which I'm hoping they don't. But I don't know how you control when a team is favored and not a cake. They actually pretty good. Uh, they got good running game, good wide. They decent. I wouldn't say they at a national top 10 level. No, I would say, but Michigan State and Washington is probably kind of almost on equal planes. I really can't say Washington better than us. It's gonna come down to coaching. It's gonna come down to execution. It's gonna come down to who won it in the fourth quarter, and we playing in Washington. So, uh, it's hard to win on the road in college football, especially taking that trip to the West Coast early. Oh, no doubt, no doubt, because everything changes. Um, your sleeping pattern, uh, uh, getting accustomed to the field, their field. Uh, I mean, going to their home, their home crowd, which they should outnumber us probably. I don't know. I mean, they gonna outnumber us pretty good. Spartans do travel well, but it's at Washington. So, and like I say, when you traveling that far, uh, your sleep pattern, you can't be out there thinking you can still be running around before the game and having fun, and then when the game starts, you don't use all your energy. You know what I'm saying? So there's definitely it's definitely gonna be something to see how Tucker, because Tucker has a thing I think where he made sure that they got 30 more minutes of rest. I don't know if on the plane or just period, but he made sure they got more sleep. Whether they took advantage of their sleep or played around, that's gonna be the thing. Which I don't think they played around. They probably took everything Tuck said seriously. So the preparation, Tuck is on the preparation because Tuck played or coached in Colorado for a year. So uh, yeah, he made them sleep more. Yeah, yeah. So Tuck has done his research. He know about playing those games like that. He understands the whole process of, I guess you can say, playing a team in this type of position. So that's one thing I'm not worried about as far as Tuck and his preparation. I feel like they gonna be prepared. Now, when you put in two teams that's equally just as good, now you come up to the point where you want execution, ball control, um, no turnovers, no penalties got to be minimalized, especially at their home. One turnover can just excite their crowd. One interception, a pick six. Peyton Thorne got to be on point. You got to be on this game. Berger, you know what I'm saying? All the running backs, Keon Coleman, the wide receivers. Everybody got to be on their point, the offensive lineman, because one bad thing that happens can turn the momentum against you, and it's hard to flip it when you're at their home. Now they excited, now they pumped up, now they got extra energy, now they ready, and then once they get a hold of you, they don't want to let it go. So that's things I'm looking for and hoping that we can overcome by playing at their home, taking that first punch because they're gonna come out excited. They playing in front of their home crowd. They're gonna come with a little extra energy. So how Michigan State responds in the first 5 minutes of the game is gonna tell me everything. It's gonna tell me if they ready to play. So that by time the half come, when the half come, the next first 5 minutes is very important. If we got the lead, how we come out. If they got the lead, how we come out. So tell of two halves, I guess you could say. It's very important to tell of two halves. It's all about how Michigan responds to them first haymakers, those first blows, because Washington gonna come at them. Washington gonna feel like, oh yeah, y'all Michigan State, huh? Y'all think y'all, it's gonna be like that. I feel like it's gonna be a very big tennis, big tennis type game. Very a fight for power. Fight with power. And that starts with the trenches. That starts with the O lineman, the D lineman. It's going to be a battle. We need our D linemen to be there, to be pounding. We need to get to that quarterback. They know about our defensive ends. They're going to be trying to stop everything there. They're going to try to protect their quarterback as best as possible. I think you're going to see probably a mid-season type of plays coming out where they like, this ain't where they hiding plays and holding back. This is a game where it's not cup. Neither one of the opponents is cupcakes. Washington respects Michigan State, and Michigan State respects Washington. So it's gonna be a dope game. I think if y'all watch it, y'all keep an eye out for those type of things that's gonna go on. See how Michigan State responds to Washington's energy. And when you're on the way, you're away, you got to create your own energy. You can't. I mean, it's football, but at the same time, the fans do play a part of it. If that crowd or that the crowd gets to rocking after a touchdown, how do you respond? Do you come back when they get to booing you and talking smack? How do you respond? You got to be able to want to shut them up. And I'm looking for Washington's stadium to be quiet tonight. That's what I'm hoping for. That means what Michigan State did their thing if they get their stadium quiet. They get the stadium to sit back and be mad at the game. Because if Washington is into it or the crowd is into it at the end, that means Michigan State, we ain't doing right. Or it ain't in our favor. So again, it's like you said Vegas might know something about favoring them. If you do research, Washington gonna be trouble this year. I don't think it's back in the days. I think said you probably remember what his name is, Entman, the defensive lineman, wasn't he for Washington? Was a bad defensive lineman. I think on the level of Ndamukong Suh. back then. I think it was Steve Entman of Washington. So, what other games we got going on that's looking pretty good for the night? Uh, really ain't see too many more, but I'm gonna see. Yeah, yeah, Entman. Yeah, Entman was the truth. That was a bad guy. I hate he didn't do as well in the NFL, but I watched a lot of his college games, and he was trouble. Strictly trouble. I mean, just throwing people around. So he was one of those dominant defensive linemen back then. Uh, I don't know. Said, tell me what you think about Notre Dame's next game. I forgot. Let me see what they. Let me see. Y'all play. What is it? I ain't the right one. Who they play next? Miami at Texas A&M prime time tonight at 9. I don't think. And you know what? That's messed up because I think what Texas A&M lost last week. So it's not kind of like what they thought it would be as far as the prime type slot. I think it's still going to be a good game. I think Texas A&M is still 1 year away with their recruits coming in. A lot of the 5 stars and 4 stars. Uh, Say North Carolina can score. They defense so. Yeah, North Carolina. Let me see. Trying to see who else. Who is that? Put your names in and make sure. I think I'm talking to Sid, but I don't know if somebody else comment and let me know. I'm finna check right quick. But North Carolina, I really ain't got to see North Carolina too much. Um, I know they usually have a good quarterback. A lot of times they really did have a good quarterback. Yeah, Sid. Okay, I see you, bro. Uh, so I really haven't watched them. I don't know too much about North Carolina. Miami is on the come up. I think Miami 2 more years, Miami might be back to close to where they used to be. Where they're gonna start getting back recruits. Last year they was tough. Michigan State played them last year. It was tough. It wasn't no easy win over Miami. So a lot of them teams like Miami is starting to get their bearings back, their feet back, their recruiting back. And Florida is always a recruiting ground itself, right there. Florida State. I don't know. I believe Florida State, Florida, and Miami. They won't stay down for long, especially with the NIL. They got money. So eventually, I think they're gonna be players in this game, college football. It might take about 2, 3, 4 years, but I think those Florida teams will be back in the mix. I also believe the Texas teams will too. Texas A&M, Texas. You see what Texas did with Alabama, so um, I think they getting back up there. I don't think they've been good since Colt McCoy, really. Uh, Maybe Vince Young. So uh, pay attention to those teams with this NIL coming. I mean, with the NIL the way it is, a lot of those bigger schools are going to start rebounding and starting to come back because they got the money and the resources. Texas definitely got the money and the resources. Florida definitely got the money and the resources. So don't expect them to stay down too long, and they're going to eventually keep their recruits in state. Uh, Especially if Texas and Texas A&M able to keep their recruits in state, they really going to be trouble. Uh, Say the Hills should have lost to Georgia State and App State. Well, that I don't know. So I guess that's defense. They defense ain't that. You said they defense so. So I guess they can score with anybody, but they can't stop nobody. But I mean, that's kind of how college sports is a lot of times, especially in the younger teams, mid pack teams. They mid pack because of their defense. So a lot of recruiting of the best defensive players go to a lot of the better states. I mean, better schools. I guess you say better, however you want to say it. But I think the NIL definitely kind of even it out, but it's still recruits going to the bigger schools. It's making it harder for the smaller schools. I say the North Carolina, Georgia Techs. Georgia Tech is never going to really compete with a Georgia just based off, I think, resources, uh, brand wise, all of that. If you compare, that's what schools like Notre Dame right now I believe Notre Dame is going to get more powerful if they using the NIL and using it right with their tradition and with their coach. And Marcus Freeman himself is going to draw recruits in. Uh, I don't know how they operate their NIL, but if they using the NIL, like most teams, then I see that being a boost. So you add that all together, I feel like Notre Dame is going to keep growing. Of course, who gonna stop Georgia? Who gonna? I mean, you got Clemson still, and I think Oregon is still trying to find their way with all the money they got. You know what I mean? And we all know Texas A&M is about the best, or right now taking the most advantage of the NIL. When you see they recruiting class like top number one, top two, you already know Texas A&M is taking advantage of that NIL. So if Texas A&M is taking advantage, then you know Texas is not too far behind. And I don't know about Texas Tech, but I think it's going to be very interesting as far as college football in the next year or two. As far as I don't think it's going to be stayed where it's just Alabama and Georgia, Alabama, Georgia, Alabama, Georgia. You know what I mean? Soon those teams they gonna start chopping up and start splitting, and those recruits that's always going to Alabama is gonna start going elsewhere too. It's gonna be a little more spread out. I think that's just how I feel. Especially, I don't know if they will, but if they spread the playoffs, make 8 teams. I don't know about 16. I don't like 16 teams, but 8 sound better than I guess 4. But if you get that where it's 8 and now 8 teams can claim that they went to the playoffs, that helps recruiting. That helps get them guys that know that they might be in the playoffs. But right now, if you want to be in the playoffs, where you going? You going to Alabama or Georgia? If you want to be in that serious talk, Alabama or Georgia. Every year it's them two just about, and then it's 2 other teams. It might be Ohio State one year. It was Michigan last year. Michigan State one year. Oklahoma. Them 2 teams, the other 2 teams kind of has been somebody else every year. So, but right now, if you're a college player, a 5-star, you want to be in the playoffs and you want to be guaranteed, it's hard to beat that in recruiting. Because Alabama and Georgia is usually probably going to be there. Even if they take each other out, the voters are usually putting them in there just because they lost to each other doesn't stop them. But on that, I said, let me see who y'all play next. I was trying to see the schedule of who y'all play. Y'all play North Carolina with that? Let me see. Is that North Carolina y'all play next, right? And North Carolina is what, 3-0? I think. As I looked at that. Yeah, they beat Georgia State. Okay, so North Carolina Tar Heels won't be a pushover for y'all. But it's gonna be a good game. Uh I don't watch a lot of the other colleges. What I want to watch is Michigan State, of course, and I'm about to check that out. So I ain't gonna hold y'all up too much longer. You know what it is? Thawed Sports Talk in the building. We just out here kicking it, talking about sports. Uh, Man, ain't too much else I can say really right now. It's a lot of sports that I keep track of and look at. A lot of the things you already know. If you watch Sports Talk, I'm definitely keeping track of Michigan State Spartans. I'm definitely keeping track of the Detroit Lions. Tigers, I don't even know if they still playing. I really just stopped watching baseball or even paying attention to it. I was happy when Alavila got fired. I ain't gonna lie about that. I felt like he shouldn't have been there that long. And it was hard after Dave Dombrowski to see how the team had been. So Detroit Red Wings, I feel like is on the rise. So like I say, any sports topics you want to talk about, we basically can talk about it. And that's what I try to keep it on right now. And the sports world is just starting to build up. So you got college football back, you got NFL back, basketball. I think in another 2-3 weeks. You know what I mean? So this is the times right now where sports is on that high right now. So if you're a sports junkie, man, you gotta enjoy this time. You gotta love this time. It's the beginning. By the time December come or November or January come, we're gonna be in the thick of the sports, the meat of the sports. You're gonna have a lot of debates going. People gonna be talking about this, that, and that. You know what I mean? I know the Jordan and LeBron beefs ain't stopping. It's almost year round now, so that ain't stopping. But you're gonna have a lot of beefs going on, a lot of trolling, a lot of fan bases excited. You're gonna have a lot of fan bases mad because they team out of there. I'm hoping mine's ain't. But I'm not really thinking playoffs with the Lions. If they do make it, it's a blessing, but I don't see it. I don't see it. But with this our sports talk for the week, Jeff got tied up today, so we ain't had that back and forth. But your boy J Jack, we just keeping it sports and talking and just enjoying ourselves, man. And hopefully if you're listening, however you're listening or however you watch, or when you watch later, that you know what I'm saying, just, you know, I don't know, enjoy the show. Enjoy when we talk sports, because that's what we just doing. We just talking sports, just the content. You know what I mean? Shout out to Sid for the comments. Appreciate anybody else watching. Appreciate anybody come in, join the show, and just comment, man. We interact, talk to sports. If you want to join the live too, just holler at me. Holler at J Jack on Jeremy Jackson on Facebook, or any of the Thawed magazine's inboxes. If you want to debate, or you feel like I can talk it better than you, or however you say, you feel like you don't like my take or Jeff's take on it or what we talking about, hey, we all is. Come do what you do. Make it do what it do. That's what I tell them. So go ahead. We want to hear it, because with so many sports, one thing that's so great is it's not always just one perspective. It's a lot of opinions to it. It's subjective. It's a lot of things that go into it. A lot of people might ride the fence this way. They might ride the fence that way. They might like that player. They might like that team. They might not like that player. They might not like that team. So the perspectives in so many ways of sports can be coming from so many different angles, to the point where it's never ending. You can always say, hey, man, he scored 50 points. And somebody else can say, hey, well, he scored 51. And there you go. You got an argument. You know what I mean? That's what sports, the rivalries, all the beefs, everybody, the fan base is going at each other. Sports is just, man, it's one of those things that you got to love it. So, especially with the world as it is today, you got to find something you love and enjoy it. So, but with further ado, I ain't going to hold y'all up too much longer. I appreciate kicking it with y'all. Man, it's been lovely. But I ain't gonna hold you up. Let me check one more thing first before I get on off of here. And yeah, just wanted to check that right quick. So when I'm gonna leave y'all with Saturdays, Thawed Sports Talk. Tuesday, magazine feature with Ray P. Wednesdays, When Life Talk with Crystal and Mac. And on Thursdays, Sports Talk. I want to say Dallas, but it got stuck in my mind. Sports Talk Texas with Mr. Dre B. And as we continue to build, we ain't building for right now, for this year, and for the end of this year, none of that. We building for next year and the year after that and the year after that. So you at the ground level, you at the beginning of what we trying to do. But that don't mean that's where it stops. Whether it's rocking with 1 or 1 million, like we told you before, we gonna keep on rocking. If you're rocking with us, cool, we salute you. If you're not rocking with us, hopefully you will one day. But keep doing your thing. It's a lot of content out here. You can't stop one person from not rocking with you if they got a whole bunch of avenues or other things that they can watch. Appreciate you. Go and do what you do. Salute to you. Maybe one day you might check us out. But it ain't going to stop us from doing what we doing. We going to keep doing this for the ones that do rock with us. And the ones that rock with us, you know what it is. Salute to you. Appreciate you. So with that, I'm going to go and get on off here. Appreciate anybody that's watching now, watching later. Go check us out. It's streaming on Facebook, Twitter. Just type in Thawed Magazine in Google. You'll find us on any platform. So salute to you. I'm out of here. J Jack in the building.